Hi Pisces, welcome to 2017. This is Astrologykiki with your January forecast. We're going to start off the month in a very productive way. There's some aspects going on in the first week of January that you really need to make an effort to take advantage of. But if you do, you will see some positive effects of whatever effort you put in. And there are really planets in there involved this month that are going to help you with that. They're like Mars, the planet of action, is going to really want you to initiate and probably push you to initiate whatever it is that will make you productive. So, and to take advantage of those aspects that are going on. But the focus for the beginning of the month is going to be on your 10th, 11th, and 1st house. What that tells me is it's a very sort of like you're on stage, very extroverted type of month where you are, the focus is on you and your connections. So the 10th house is the house of career and awards and recognition, and the 11th house is the house of connections and networking and your acquaintances and committees and things that you're involved with that involve associations and people around you, communities. And your 1st house is the house of you. It's this is all about you being on display in some sense, not necessarily that you're trying to do it, but people notice you. People are focusing on you, whether you like it or not. You are the center of attention. And so all of these things combined tell me that this is going to be a pretty, like, here you are, you're out there, you're looking good, and people are drawn to you. They want to be around you. They want to recognize you. This is a great time to ask for a raise or a new position. This is a great career, great networking, great time to boost your appearance and really be confident, because people are going to notice you. And from the aspects that are out there, it's going to be in a positive way. But you really do have to get out there and ask for that raise. Fix up wear nice outfits, get out there, meet new people, go to networking events, and it will work in your favor. Towards the second half of the month, it's a little bit of a mixed bag. You have all those positive things going on, but you also have some challenging aspects coming into play that involve some of the bigger, heavier planets. And the focus is going to go from the 10th, 11th, and 1st house in the beginning part of the month to the second half being the 10th, 11th, and 2nd house. So your focus is going to change a little bit from here's my appearance, look at me now, to money, finances. You're still going to have the career aspect and your recognition and your awards and your networking and your community and your associations, but the focus for you will be a little bit from being all about you, being about you, to money, finances, possessions, earned income. Like I said, great time to ask for a raise. There may be some challenges involved. The planets that I had mentioned that were coming into play would be Uranus, which is the planet of surprises. And very objectively, they could be good surprises as much as they could be challenging surprises. But it's just unanticipated event that happens. And Neptune, which is a planet of rose-colored glasses, although that might not be the reality. Sometimes ignorance is bliss, and rose-colored glasses are just fine for the time being. But there's a little bit of a tough one in there. There's Saturn, and Saturn is usually likes to teach you some lessons. It wants you to be conservative, and it wants you to be responsible, and so just take those all into consideration when you're looking at some of these things. There could be Mercury is also involved. Mercury is the planet of communication. So with Saturn involved, you may want to be cautious, not get too wild. Just, like I said, the focus is going to be a bit on you. So try to play it a little bit conservative, be responsible, and you should overcome whatever obstacles are kind of thrown in your path. But don't be too surprised if there's a surprise in there for you, something you just didn't expect, and anticipate that there might be some obstacles thrown in the way towards the end, but just be cautious and work through them. Now, midway through the month, there's going to be a full moon in your 4th house, and your full moons signify the endings, and they can be a little emotional. And the full moon the full moon is in your 4th house, which is the house of home and property and family. So maybe there's a change in your home. Maybe there's a change in your family structure. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. In fact, this full moon is pretty benign and nothing, negative going on with it. So maybe it's just something is changing from one thing to another. Maybe you're moving. Maybe you are some kind of family dynamic is changing there, adding someone to, maybe there's a marriage and you have new family members coming out. Maybe there's a graduation and someone's moving out. Something's changing there. The dynamic's changing a little bit, either with property, your home and property, or with the family. Or it could be. Not depending on the degrees in your natal chart, in your birth chart, and the degrees of the full moon, this could affect you, and this may be not applicable to you at all. But these are possible things that could happen during the full moon. For the end of the month, there is a new moon, which tends to signify beginnings. And the new moon will be in your 11th house. And your 11th house is the house, again, of networking, associations, acquaintances, not necessarily people that are super close to your heart, but people that that you know and that you hang out with and you have meetings with them, things like that you're around. You could volunteer, it could be a work organization, anything along those lines. Those are 11th house, very outward, extroverted type issues, but not necessarily super. The people involved, the relationships involved, aren't necessarily someone you tell your deepest secrets to. So this new moon is very close to Pluto, and Pluto is the planet of rebirth. And so maybe you're initiating something new with regards to a committee that you belong to, or acquaintances that you see and work with, or play with, hang out with in some way. Maybe you're starting to get involved in something, in a charitable event or volunteering. You're seeing something. You could be seeing something come up at this time where you're beginning to get involved in a new group, an organization. Again, depending on the degrees and your birth chart, this could affect you more deeply or not as deeply, depending on those degrees. So that is your January forecast. It looks very, lots going on. There's a lot of focus on you. So with Saturn involved, just take it in stride and be good. Be cautious, be responsible, and you'll be fine. Yep. Thanks.